Hello there, welcome to Target Radio Podcasts. Yes, we have a podcast for your ears. Every week here on the show, on our live shows that is, we try and get an interesting persons, artists, band members, music, poets, film playwrights. We even get, we'll try and get everyone. We'll try and get everyone that's interested in our genre of music that we portray here on Target Radio. So what we do is sit them down, we have a telephone interview, sometimes a live interview, and we discuss all things in their profession. So stay tuned here. This one is an absolute blast. You're going to love this, and I'll be back at the end to obviously, tell you what's coming up in the very near future. I am the Podfather. I will now tell you that this is Target Radio Podcasts. Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, and if you think we deserve it, don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating. That would be rather nice. Thank you very much indeed. So, over to me. Sit tight and enjoy. This is Target Radio.
5 Sunday, 4 Sunday, 3 Sunday night, 2
in his Sunday best,
1 Sunday, go. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Dear God in heaven, please let this show go okay, with no major boobs or goofs, or is it goofs? Please don't let me tread all over the intros of records, or say a naughty word.
So let's have fun.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, welcome to the show.
Lock it on to the best station on the net.
First we take a groovy record, then we add a super sound DJ.
Oh, Sean
The big DJ, the big DJ.
When do I get my badge?
As soon as I put my headphones on. And a very good evening. Welcome. Target Radio, Cookie here. 2 hours of live stuff now. My many thanks to Peter Slavid with his best of, or his favourite stuff of the year. And my goodness me, what a year it's been. Well, if you're just joining us, it's Sunday, 13th of December. It's just gone 7 o'clock. It's Sunday! Yes, I know, just a couple of more weeks to go. Then we can all relax and have some well-deserved time off. Of course, if you're furloughed, you're already having it already. With 80% of your wages. My goodness me, what's going on out there? Are we open? Are we closed? Are we in tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Who knows? Do we have a deal? No deal? My goodness me, it could be a game show, couldn't it? Amalgamate everything that's gone on in 2020. Bring back Jasper Carrot and let's have a brand new game show! Or we can scrap all of that and just listen to the wireless instead with me. On tonight's show then, we've got a live guest for you, Mr. Carl Morris. Looking forward to catching up with Carl, see what he's been up to in the last 6, 7, 8 months. And of course how the lockdown has affected him as a budding musician. And a good one at that. And we've got some great music as well. We've got some Bruce Foxton from The Jam. We've got some Humble Pie, got them. What am I doing tonight? We've got some The Jam, The Kinks, The Truth. Would I lie to you? The Scatterlights, that's what I was trying to say. I've no idea. But of course, we don't start the show officially until we've heard something from The Who. And on tonight's showing then, well, rather them and me, they're out on the street at the moment. And a very good evening if you just joined us. Cookie here. We're live. Just gone 7:10 on a Sunday evening, the 13th of December. Not long to go now, kiddies. Where are you going to get under your tree then? I'll probably get a load of pine needles and stuff in me foot. When did I become so ironic and, old? Anyway, lots to look forward to this evening, including our very special guest in around about 15 minutes' time. None other than Mr. Carl Morris. And the last time I spoke to him, I was a zillion miles away. And now I'm not so far away. Yes, you can. Join us here at Target Radio. Tell a friend as well. Go and tell somebody right now. Go on, I dare you. Saying, "Oi, Cookie's live." He might give you a little mention if you jump onto our Facebook page. That's Target Radio Live page for presenters and listeners. You can leave messages there if you like. I do monitor it, and I will apologise now if I miss it. If you've got a question for Carl, stick them on there. I'll see what I can do and ask him your questions. If not, I'll have to make them all up myself. We're also on the Twitter as well. That's at Target Radio 247. We're on Instagram. I still don't know how to use it properly yet. And other things as well. Don't forget, check out our Mixcloud page. Target Radio 247 there. And we've got all the brilliant shows that our lovely presenters file over to me each and every week or each and every month. Of course, if they're weekly shows, they do it weekly. If they're monthly, you get the picture, don't you? Okay, shall we hear something from our very special guest that's coming up, as I said, about half past 7 this evening? Why not? So, coming up now then, we've got Mr. Carl Morris. That was cool. Okay, let's find another writing machine to speak to tonight, shall we? Right, let's press this button here. And hopefully, we should have Carl Morris on with us very, very soon. If he answers his mobile phone, he do be WhatsApp thingy here on Facebook. And I think we might have him right now. Would that be Carl Morris on the other end?
Hello, how are you doing?
There he is! We've got it. Do you know, I don't get so nervous anymore now, Carl, using this technology. It seems to be working really well each and every week. So, shh, don't say no more. How are you, Carl? How's things?
Yeah, I'm really good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not bad at all, not bad. And you sound rather fresh as a daisy. Oh, hang on, I don't. I sound rubbish. What's going on there? Right, there we go. I'm just trying to get your volume up and me down a little bit. There we go. Right, so we have with us now, the singer, the songwriter, and all the bits in between, Mr. Carl Morris. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic, mate.
Good.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been, since about April this year?
I think it was April, yeah.
Well, do you know something? 2020 has been one of those, shall we say, a stagnant year of not much going on, but everything's going on, if you know what I mean.
Exactly that, yeah.
It's been horrible, isn't it? Really, it has been so horrible. And obviously, I really feel for you guys, you know, musicians, artists, etc. Not being able to do what you do well and going out and doing what you love.
Yeah, nightmare, but it's not been that bad, to be honest.
Okay, so what we're going to do then, we're going to rewind a little bit. So obviously we found a little bit out about your singing, songwriting and everything else. But what I want to do is just refresh. So people that weren't listening last time or could be bothered to get the Mixcloud, or they couldn't be bothered to even sign up for, come on, ladies and gentlemen, and even a podcast. Come on, I work hard here. You know, listen to the podcast. They come to you like magic. Automatically, all you've got to do is press subscribe. It's easy. Even Carl, even I can do it, can't I, Carl? You know, it's that easy.
Even I can do it.
Right, so singer-songwriter, when did you first realise that you could do that?
So, what, writing songs or both,
I
started
really.
off when I was learning guitar when I was about 17. So what was that, 97?
Wow.
So I was quite late, I think, compared to some people. But and then the first lesson I learned Wonderwall, and just to help me learn the song, I was singing along with it, and it was just started then. I finally said, "Oh, that sounds all right."
A lot of people pay sort of homage to Oasis and Wonderwall, don't they? And
well, I mean,
you're there.
It's one of them classics that everyone learns, don't they? So,
absolutely.
But
it's a good pub karaoke. You remember those things called pubs? Oh my goodness me! And obviously that's sort of your sort of bread and butter as well, isn't it? Working in the pubs and clubs and things like that.
I mean, pubs is the main thing I do, really. Yeah. So
absolutely. And just remind everyone, what part of the country do you hail from?
Manchester, of course.
There we go. The reason why I say that, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, okay, because obviously now we don't use names like Manchester and Liverpool and Nottingham and all them other. We use tiers now for some unknown reason. Yeah. So all I'm going to say is now, what tier do you hail from?
We're in 3, sadly.
And we're in 3 as well here in Lincolnshire. Yes. And the funny thing about it is, before the the lockdown 2 or 2.0 or whatever you want to call it, which really wasn't a lockdown at all, to be honest with you. I think it only affected just a very small minute of people. But we were in tier 1. Work that one out if you can.
Yeah. Don't start me off on it.
There's just no idea.
I don't get any of it.
No, I don't actually. I mean, I can understand there's a nasty thing going around and people are catching it, and unfortunately, people are losing their lives from it. But if we were all to remain a little bit cleverer than the average bear, I've stole that from somewhere, don't know where. If we just use a little bit of what we call common sense, surely by now we would have got a lot of this under control. It is the small percentage of people out there that think, well, it doesn't exist. It's all to do with 5G or something else or all of this other silly scenario rubbish that's going on. I think we would have combated it by now. But hey-ho, we have silver lining on the old clouds there with, perhaps a vaccination, but who knows? Is he still?
Sorry, I was just...
That's okay.
The police have just turned up, and so I'm just looking out the window.
Don't say anything more. Okay, Target Radio is purely a legitimate company.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh my goodness me. So, bringing it up to speed then, obviously the last time I spoke to you, we're in the midst of just starting lockdown, I believe, the first time round.
Just going into lockdown.
Just going into lockdown, obviously. Yeah, and we didn't know how long it was going to last and stuff like that. We thought it was only going to be a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so. And obviously that lasted for quite some time. How did that affect you overall? Can we go with the mental side of things for a second? Mental health, really.
Yeah, in the first lockdown, I was all right because it was one of them. It was like everyone was in the same boat, everywhere was shut. So I just got my head down and got on with it. I was pretty good. I was doing them live streams every week from my Facebook.
Yeah.
People were requesting tunes. I was learning all these new songs that I'd never learned before. So I was doing that every week. So I think it was 10 I did in the end, and then once they eased it off a little bit and you could round people's gardens, then I started doing Facebook Lives from people's gardens. So I did about 4 or 5 of them, I think.
Well, apparently
that was really good.
I heard 3 of them. They didn't even invite you; just walked in.
Oh yeah,
the best way. Turn up, set up, and just don't give a damn.
And off I went. Yeah. So I did that, and then I started booking. So from then, my actual first gig after lockdown was I ended up going back over to Sicily.
Yeah.
And I played at the Modware Festival there in July.
Yeah, you were extremely lucky to get in there, really, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I mentioned I'd done it the year before last time.
Yeah.
So obviously they invited me over, so that was incredible.
Oh, well, that's
all to go and play.
Absolutely.
Right on the seafront.
And how many people were there? How many pairs of ears do you think was there?
Probably about 200 people.
Wow, that's
obviously
not
it
bad.
was all socially distanced and it was outside.
Yes.
But they're a very chilled crowd anyway. They're all sat around the tables with all lit up. It was lovely.
Indeed.
So, and then I went on to do. I just clocked it today because I thought I'd done about 6, but I've done 10 gigs. So in between the lockdowns. So then you started thinking things are starting to move again.
Yeah.
Getting a bit of money. And then since it all went into the tiers and then the lockdown again, that's where I think it's been worse this time around because you don't know how long this is going to go on for now.
Well, no, I mean, there's so much speculation out there and everything else. You know, obviously, are we going into another lockdown 3.0, whatever they want to call the thing, straight after New Year? And the odds are that it probably will, that then they're sort of relying on this vaccine that, you know... I'm not being funny. Some vaccines take 20 odd years before they release it out there to the sort of like general public and things like that, and they know damn well it's going to work. I mean, I don't want to wake up after having a vaccine and wake up with 3 heads or something, or, you know, no bottom hole anymore, or things like that. You know, I mean, you know, excuse me if you're having your roast dinner, it's just about now. But, you know, I mean, obviously, has it been trialled enough? I mean, obviously, they pushed. And I can understand the reason why they've done it, you know, to be fair, Cole. But, you know, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, I'm in sort of like a 50-50 camp here. Do I take it and hope for the best, or do I not take it and hope for the best? You know, you're in one of those little catch-22, aren't you, really? We really don't know. And, you know, I mean, I know a few people have had it already, and so far so good. A couple of allergic reactions and things like that, but, you know, it's a minority, I suppose. But who knows? If it can save the music business and get people out there and going to pubs, clubs, and all of those in between, the festivals and things for next year. I mean, obviously, you guys need to be out there. You need to be working. It's your bread and butter. But I know you enjoy it.
If it's a case of if you want to go to a gig, you've got to take this and you've got to have proof you've taken it, then I'd be up for that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people will be in that, in that camp as well to do that, because I know it's weird, isn't it, right? You know, I've heard so many stories from just ordinary folk like myself, you know, enjoy a good live session of music. And, you know, you can give or take, you know, I think, oh, should I go out this weekend? Nah, I can't be bothered. Nah, I ain't got enough money. I ain't been paid. Or, you know, you sort of talk yourself out of going out. But when you go out, you really, really enjoy yourself. And the problem is, a lot of people think, oh, well, I'll go out next week. Oh, I'll catch them next time they come round and things like that. Soon as you sort of think that, you think, oh, well, I should have gone. But never mind. I'll see him next time. When it's took away from you, all of a sudden, all these folk are missing the live music. So I've said this to every single... Be quiet. Who's that? I've said this to absolutely every single person I've spoken to since coming back here on Target Radio and do some live shows on a Sunday evening. I think we're going to be inundated when they sort of give the green light for all the musicians to start booking, going into pubs, clubs, and, like I say, booking festivals and things. We're going to be inundated. You know, well, absolutely. Hang on.
Yeah.
What? Stop talking to me while I'm talking to Carl, for goodness sake. Oh, my goodness me. Why do they always do it? What, they could have done it half an hour ago. It's always the same. Oh, you're live on the radio, Carl. Oh, my goodness. So, you know, when's your first gig? When are you going to do your first gig?
Well,
where would you like to do it?
I've actually got some gig news yesterday.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, I just got a message out of the blue yesterday. So I'm going to be playing at the Carlton Tavern in York on next Saturday, which is the 19th.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I was going to say to you before, I've not been do you know what I mean? It's just, I kind of stopped messaging round because most of the pubs I play in, they've no idea when they're going to reopen, if they can afford it, what the deal is. But obviously they're in tier 2.
Yes.
And he's also it's going to be a ticketed event. It's already sold out as well. So he's done a ticketed event for limited capacity people. So it's all COVID secure and all that.
Yes, yeah,
so,
yeah.
So, can't wait for that.
That's fantastic.
And it's in York as well, which is a beautiful place. So
indeed, it is a lovely place. Any time of the
year,
yeah. Steeped in history and now steeped in Carl Morris's music as well. And you do play a great set. What sort of music do we expect to hear? I mean, obviously from you do a lot of originals, but I do know you do a couple of covers as well. So you know, in a traditional lineup, what's your covers you do first?
I mean, it's mod indie and Britpop.
Yeah.
But obviously, and I play a bit of Motown, a bit of 60s soul. Obviously, loads of Oasis, Paul Weller, done loads of Manchester music. So it'll just be a mix of that.
Yeah.
And then obviously there'll be some originals there because I've been right. That's another good thing as well. I've actually wrote 6 or 7 tunes.
Wow.
Since we last spoke. So
that is, you're definitely a writing machine as well.
Yeah,
my goodness me.
Over the last few years since I've been doing it for real, like doing gigs, I've tended to like 1 or 2 a year. But this year I've just wrote a new one called My Favourite Rhyme, which is a beautiful tune.
Indeed. Why didn't you send me it? Come on.
Well, this is the thing. I've not recorded any of them properly, so that's what I want to do next year is get into the studio and maybe do an acoustic again, like what I've been doing, or maybe develop them a bit.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I've not got any decent recordings to say, but obviously once I do, I'll get them to you.
Well, do you know, that'd be brilliant, actually, Carl. And I do know, as a matter of fact, I have spoken to a couple of producers since our last chat back in April of this year, and I know this is really, really quite strange that they can actually do this now, literally via emails and stuff like that, and do it from Skype and Zoom and all the other sort of like, you know, conference callings they do now as well. So they can actually build a song for you remotely. How does that work? But they can do it.
Pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, I'm look into that then.
It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm not going to mention one over the other, but obviously there are out there. They're on Facebook and everything else. So just sort of throw a lifeline from one musician to a music production artist as well, because they are, you know, there are some really good ones out there that will accept sort of socially distanced musicians. And it sounds rubbish, doesn't it? It's horrible to say, oh, yeah, well, you've got to be socially distanced before you even come in here, and make sure you bath in hand sanitizer and things like that. You know, it must be so, so difficult. And I ask this question to a lot of our artists that we get on here on Target Radio. I mean, how was it for you? I mean, when you've done a sort of like, have you, first and foremost, actually done a gig during the sort of in between lockdown and obviously not lockdown, but obviously a social distance gig? How is it different for you as a performer?
Yeah, them ones that I've done have been mostly, let me think, let me look. Yeah, I did 2 at Savage Labour Club, and they were both outside, so obviously that was all right.
Yeah.
Not much different. And then, yeah, it's just, obviously there's less people in the venue.
Of course, yeah.
And a few of them as well, like they had this thing where you couldn't have it that loud, so you was playing it like I could hardly hear it. So you just have to go with it, don't you? It's either that or what you don't gig. So just whatever their rules were. Oh, I did one. I had to play behind a plastic screen.
Oh no,
that was a first. That was at the Ardenin.
Well, indeed. I mean, obviously, drummers. Some drummers are actually doing it. I think the Who were the first ones to bring this plastic screen thing in because.
Oh, they done one.
Yeah, well, not socially distanced, no, but they brought a plastic screen in when Mooney used to play because it was so darn loud that the other three could not hear what they were playing, and they put this screen up just to sort of cut some of the drumming out, and it seemed to work. So I suppose sort of singing behind a plastic screen, it must feel weird, and obviously, when you're singing, obviously, you let droplets out and things like that. Did you keep wiping the screen, or I'm not going to try and get too graphic here, but it must have been different for you. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it was different, but yeah, it was better than that. Better than sitting at home and not doing anything.
Well, absolutely,
and, if they want to throw things at you, they can do then, can't they?
Well, yeah, the rotten tomatoes and things. You're safe.
Exactly,
You're safe. Yeah, it reminds me of the Blues Brothers when they're behind a mesh, but obviously everything went through it still, apart from the glass. Obviously, well, you don't know. It may have gone through as well. But obviously, so for you, I mean, obviously, gigging is one of your main sort of like bread and butter. Actions out there. Do you have a regular job as well, Carl, or was that?
No, I was just going to say that's my only income.
That's your only income, so
yeah, it's totally all gone. But
yeah,
Boris has given me a couple of grants, so I can't have a go at them too much.
Well, no,
but obviously it's nowhere near what I would have got, but it's got me through, so that's all I can ask for, innit?
Absolutely,
just means that when I can go out there and gig, then I'm just gonna probably work harder and make sure that I've got enough money for next time.
Well, I think as well, I mean, it's flip the coin for a second and obviously look at it from a sort of a positive point of view. I mean, you've written more songs, you've been practicing more.
I've been learning keyboards as well.
Oh, well, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
So,
you've learnt a new instrument as well. So you can obviously, do some more songwriting and possibly even stretch your songwriting abilities using the keyboard as well as an acoustic.
A couple of them that I've written. I've played on keyboard, so yeah.
Wow! And are you going to be gigging? Are you going to be gigging with the guitar and then the keyboards as well?
Yeah. Do you know what? A few people have said that. So yeah, I've not done it yet, obviously, but
no.
Yeah.
So how are you going to do that? I mean, obviously, do you program the keyboard, or I mean, obviously, when you've got to play the guitar as well, how are you going to do that?
I have no idea.
Answers on the back of a postcard, please.
I ain't got a clue. No, I think I'd have to amp it up on my keyboard. I don't even know if I can do that with my keyboards. It's just like a really basic, cheapish one. So I'm not sure, but Yeah, I would like to do that though, definitely.
That'd be fantastic. I mean, you can obviously just put a microphone
Really
into a
enjoy
mixer and
anything,
then come out of there and play it for a PA or something like that. I mean, it's marvellous what you can do these days. You know, it's so it's simple, or it can be simplistic, or indeed you make it as difficult as you like. But that's brilliant, and what you self-taught on that as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just basically do what I do in the garage because I can't read music or anything, so I just got to think of what like the basic chords are, and then I just mess around with it until it sounds good, and that's pretty much what I do on guitar anyway. So.
Well, do you know something? Some of the finest musicians out there can't read music, and
No,
I mean, it doesn't make you a bad musician because you can't read musical notes. I mean. Musicians that can read musical notes, sometimes they're not as good as guys that are out there that can't, So I think, your music testifies what you do, and your singing ability is what you are. And for me, your music is absolutely fine. It's great. It's catchy. It's toe tap. And hopefully, once we get through COVID, toe tap comes to sort of like, fruition, and people will get off their bottoms and start dancing again, and start to mingle about. And, obviously, everyone's had a vaccination by then, whether it's in the arm or in the bottom or something like that. People will be able to get up and dance again and do sort of normal things that we done prior to having this virus and stuff. So, I can't wait for the day where, the government saying, oh, yes, I won't do it, Boris, it's rubbish. You can go out and be normal again. That would be fantastic. I can't wait for that day. It'd be great.
I can't wait.
For all the musicians, all the live acts, not just musicians and music and live acts, though, but for every single person that can go out and breathe fresh air, not through a mask, or go out there and shake someone by the hand, or give someone a hug, or meet family members that have not been able to meet before since lockdown and stuff like that. That must be so, so hard. And just with that note, I mean, is there anyone that you really miss yourself, Carl, that you really wish you could just go over and give them a shake by the hand or a hug, or...
I can't just say one person because then I'm going to upset people out.
Well, just generally then. I mean, go from the top. I mean, obviously, we'll go with the top 5. There we go. And anyone that's missing off that list, you love them as well.
Well, I'll just say, I'd tell you what, I definitely miss going to the gig, just meeting new people as well, which is what you do, like a lot of gigs you go to.
Of course.
And I've got mates now that I've met just through doing music that they've come to see me, or they were in the pub one night when I was playing. So I miss all that. Obviously, I miss my mates coming to the gigs.
Yeah.
I miss seeing my mates.
That's it.
Luckily, I'm with my mum and dad at the minute anyway. So I've been here since before last Christmas, so I get to see them. I don't know whether they think that's lucky or not. But, so yeah, I get to see them, which is good.
That's it.
But yeah, God, let's hope it's all back to normal soon.
Yeah, I think we're looking probably sort of the early part, maybe spring next year, which well, I don't know when spring actually officially starts, but probably around about March, April, when things will start looking a little bit more normal, I think. So, fingers crossed, and and everything else, in touch wood and everything else, that things start to go a little bit more normal. I, for one, can't wait. I mean, I've made so many promises to so many great musicians, and I'm going to make one to you now. As soon, obviously, as the lockdown starts to sort of demuralise and go and everything else, I will promise, I will come and see you play live, because I want to do things like that. I want to go out and see you guys, rather than just get sort of like, and I'm really grateful for all the music that, you and everybody else sends here at Target Radio. Love it, and I'll play it to death. But it's nothing like listening and seeing you do your stuff in the flesh.
Well, yeah, that'd be amazing.
I will do it, definitely. I will do it. I want backstage passes, though, and I'd like a little room, with maybe just the red M&Ms. No, I'm joking.
Even I don't get that.
No, I've never had that. I don't even like M&Ms, but,
No. Fucking pickle pies for me.
Absolutely. But, obviously everyone's out there. They're missing you. They're missing the music. I mean, obviously, you can only do so much on social media. And I think, I spoke to a guest, I think, last week, where social media has become... It's sort of like own saviour and its own worst enemy as well, because everyone was doing these sort of niche videos and niche sort of going lives and things like that. And who to watch, when to watch it, and did you remember to watch it as well? So it must have been a minefield, because... For one, I follow a lot of groups, a lot of artists. Obviously, one has to keep their ear to the ground, and obviously, to watch and see develop what happens next. But when I saw that so-and-so was doing a live act and you were doing a live act and someone else and so on and so, there must have been 20, 30, 40 live acts on a Friday evening alone.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Who to
And
watch,
I
when
think
to
by
watch
the
it?
end as well, I think once things started to move a little bit, like, you could have people, like, that's why you could see, like, the viewers were dropping off a bit, and I think it's been done to death, I think.
I think so too. It's got to the stage where we haven't got the greatest reception of, whoever's got even the fastest of internets. The problem is, it does have a break. Facebook is only as good as, the upload service that they use, without trying to get too technical, because I'll probably lose myself in this sentence. However, Facebook coped really, really well. Unfortunately, there were so many people doing it. My real sort of worry was, I watched one, I watched two, I watched three, then something else pops on my timeline, something else pops up, and all of a sudden you're just getting ruined because of so many people doing it at the same time, or overlapping each other, and you think to yourself, oh, for goodness sake, you get to a point where you think, I can't handle it anymore. It's too much to do, too many people to see, and not enough time to do it in. As a sort of a viewer. So, when numbers start dropping off, you think to yourself, right, well, I've had a good run at it. Let's move on and do something different. And that's why you started getting into gardens.
I did that, went round to people's houses and did it in the garden for a bit, and then the gig started happening, so you're thinking, this is it. But, obviously people started doing the live streams again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think Facebook have done that copyright thing as well now, so you're not actually meant to be playing. I know a lot of people have been taken off.
Yeah, absolutely,
So I did a couple, but again, I don't know if I got took off or it was the signal last time.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've done one or two songs and that was about it, And again, I mean, I love the acoustic stuff. I love the sort of full electric on sort of music as well. But again, it just didn't feel right for me personally. It was bitty. It wasn't the clearest of receptions, again, for me. And, it just sort of spoils it a little bit for me personally as well. And I just thought, it's a shame. But no, you can't beat a live music session where you can stop, have a chat with a friend, have a beverage if you're so inclined, and meet up with people that you haven't seen for a while, as well as listen to some fine damn music, from really hard-working artists like yourself. So, now, question I've got absolutely. Now, question I've got for you as well. Now, there are a few artists out there that are putting together these things called music videos. You ever toyed with the idea, or are you experimenting with it?
I've never done one. I have thought about doing it, but just never done one. But I think until I record something like, I know I've got the ones I sent you, which are just acoustic.
Yes.
But I don't know if this is another thing where I've never actually released anything, because I always think I want to do something proper, with full band maybe, or just a little bit more on it anyway. So once I've done that, then I'll probably get a video for it and then put it on whatever music platform you want. I don't want to shout them out on your station.
Yeah.
You know the ones I mean?
Yeah, just mine. That's it. It's just mine. Nobody else's. Just mine. Actually, Target Radio isn't mine. It's everybody's. That's the good thing about it, because, I took Target Radio on as, a working process in my mind, and I thought to myself, I want to expand it. I don't want it to become my radio station. I don't even want it to become my show on my radio station. I wanted it to be a show celebrating the love of unsigned bands and artists, and obviously you feature well within that. You're in that demographic, and it was my point of view that even before lockdown started, that I can play these tunes, whether they're a rough mix or a full finalization of a production that is well worth sticking on a great piece of vinyl. My point was that not everyone can get out. Not everyone has the funds to go out each and every week and follow their great artists around like yourself and other artists that are out there. So and obviously some people can't get to Manchester. They live the darkest, deepest reaches of Dorset, for instance. They just can't make that journey. So my point was for Target Radio was to play your music and everyone else's here on the station, so people can get then to, I really like that track by Carl, it's a great track, and so on and so forth. And that is how Target Radio really started to come into its own. I still play a few like Who Jam, things like that. I love all that stuff myself personally, and my show, I'm allowed. But I do love unsigned bands and artists, because you guys are the next generation of great music that's out there. Unfortunately, maybe 20 years too late when it comes to signing on to record labels and getting vast amounts of money, but it proves a point that you guys still do it. Why? Because you're in love with what you do. You love the music. It brings you through. You know, after Ferrari, I mean, I suppose if someone said to me, "Here, Carl, here's $1 million and have a Ferrari on us," I'm sure you wouldn't say no.
I'd rather have a Mini, but yeah.
You could sell it and get 2 minis. How about that?
Well, I've already got one, to be fair, but mine's a modern one.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah, I've got an old Mini, yeah.
Hang on, I'm just going to cough up something. I'm much better now, thank you. Has it got a Union Jack on top of it?
It's not actually, no.
Oh, for goodness sake! If you're going to get a poorly designed new Mini, then let's get the one with the Union Jack on the top of it.
No, I didn't. It's a little bit modded up, but yeah, I've got stripes on it.
Well, we'll let you have.
So bad, yeah.
Well, if you feel free, if you want to, you can post a cheeky picture up on the Target Radio.
Yeah, I'll send you.
Yeah, send us a picture on the presenters and listeners page when you get a minute and everything. Now, the reason why, obviously, I was very keen to get you back on here as well because you are very much all over Instagram. How does it work, please? And tell us just briefly why you use Instagram over maybe, say Twitter, for instance, or Facebook.
Oh God, you're asking me. See, I'm not. I've only just started using it properly, to be honest. But I've got more into it. I just think people tend to use it more than Facebook now. I mean, Facebook's better for me because everything's on there.
Yes.
You've got that link, so like, all the gigs are on there, all the photographs are on there.
Yes.
All the other links to everything else is on there. So for me, and that's where I get most of my work is from messaging around pubs that are on Facebook.
Okay.
But obviously Instagram's more about the pictures and about the stories and what you're up to, so I've started doing that a bit more.
Right, okay, yeah, I get it now, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot more to it than what I thought, to be honest, but I'm learning the ways, as they say, of course.
Well, do you know, I'm probably a generation or maybe even 2 generations ahead of you when it comes to social media, as in I'm probably 2 generations behind you when it comes to actually understanding the damn thing. And I looked at Instagram, I'm on it, I think it's at Target Radio 247, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, good, I'm glad you know, because I ain't got a clue. That's about as far as I've got with Instagram. And I think I've put some pictures up, I don't know what they're of. I think it's me and the kids and some sunsets and so on and so forth.
I think you put one of the Christmas lights up the other day.
I think I did, yes.
Yeah,
how about that? I'm learning. I've actually put a few more up since then as well. Call me Chevy Chase. And for people that are young enough, too young to know what that is, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Just look at the film. It's a fantastic film. Brilliant film. If you watch a film this year, don't watch Home Alone, for goodness sake, you dirty rascal. Watch Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because that is absolutely a fantastic film in my humble opinion. It's funny, it's witty, and it's just got everything in there for a good old-fashioned belly laugh, and I think we need some of that this year.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So what do you do for Christmas normally then? What's your sort of Christmas day like? I mean, get up, presents, food, drink, wine?
All presents. all of that. The last couple of years been a bit different, but yeah, normally it was with mum and dad, and we just start, maybe go to a pub for a couple.
Yep.
Instead of Christmas dinner, I used to go to family and whatever. Last year I went round to my mate's house.
Yep.
That was really good. That was different.
Yep.
And this year is going to be completely different.
Yeah and no, because obviously we're allowed to, I think we're mingling up to 3 different families now, or 3 different households of families and stuff like that. So we are allowed to have sort of slightly bigger Christmases than what we first thought we were going to have. So they were starving the turkeys, apparently. It's actually true. This is not me making things up just for a laugh. Apparently they were putting them on a special feed to stop them from getting too fat, so they obviously can then sell them off for Christmas. I won't go into the slaughter bit, because obviously people might be still sitting there eating their dinner. Yeah. So what they were doing, they were actually putting a special feed together to stop them getting too big. But now obviously the government have come up with we can have up to 3 families and things like that, which is good. and not so good. You know, obviously there's always two sides to that story. But so what? I don't know what they've done with the turkeys this year. Have they fattened them up on a real fattening diet over the last couple of weeks or something? I don't know, but you know, they're starting to appear now in the shops, in the freezers, and obviously you can order your fresh turkey. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you have. Do you go for the traditional turkey or? Is
Not anymore.
No?
What did I have last year? I actually can't remember.
He had a
Sorry, Joanne, if she's listening.
festive beans on toast.
I probably had too many beers, I think, before. I can't actually remember what we had. I think we had a selection of meat, but I honestly can't remember. But anyway, I prefer gammon or, you know, anything but turkey, to be honest.
Not everyone's cup of tea, though. Some people have gone back to goose because that was traditionally our food of choice back in the Dark Ages, apparently.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, apparently it was, yeah. My daughter's doing some history at the moment at school, and I think she's doing some Charles Dickens where they're talking about having a big fat goose, and I think turkey was sort of in the Dickens era of, that sort of side of things. But, yeah, I mean, my goodness me. We're rambling about Christmas here. It's not even here.
Oh, no.
But,
well, like I said, I'm off to the Austins for Christmas, so I don't actually know what we're having. It might be a curry for all I know.
I'll tell you what, have a turkey curry. You ever tried that? It's lovely.
I've had that before, yeah.
It's lovely.
If you're going to have anything with turkey, then...
Oh, it's got to be a red hot bun burning curry, isn't it? Really, you know. What
yeah.
I mean? Stick turkey in it rather than chicken. Who would know? You know, at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
all tastes the same. Why not? Brilliant stuff. So obviously you get your Christmas Day and all of that. So New Year. New Carl Morris, hopefully some new rules, and obviously everything's going to be lifted and stuff. And
hopefully.
What?
Well, I'm hoping for a gig around New Year, but we'll have to see what happens next week with these new announcements, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously,
that'd be good.
I mean, being a mobile DJ, I mean, obviously my work has completely... It went. Obviously, I do have a sort of a full-time job as well as doing this, and obviously the mobile DJing. Mobile DJing completely gone. So, for the first time in 33 years, second time in 33 years, I won't be out New Year's Eve. Now, that for me, I mean, obviously, I don't care about all the Christmas ones leading up to it and things like that. I can take them on the chin. Yeah. But the New Year's Eve one, I love doing shows for the New Year's Eve because everyone else is so excited and it's such a great crowd of people. And everyone's up for a New Year's bash. Not this year, unfortunately, for my side of the fence, it's unfortunate.
The DJ side of it. I'm hoping that some pubs might be doing some kind of ticket event. But
I don't think they're allowed. I don't know. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
But I think it'll depend on what happens with the tiers on Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. But then, we can't really see New Year's Eve in if we're only open until 10 p.m. at night. That's the other thing as well. So it's sort of come and see the New Year in, even though we're shutting 2 hours before it starts. It's not really a great sort of flyer that you can post up anywhere.
No, not really. Yeah, I think more than ever people will probably save the money and stay in, won't they?
Absolutely. So what's your New Year's resolution then going forward? I mean,
I never make them, mate. But
I generally make an easy one that I know I can't sort of muck it up, but... yeah, mine was not eating biscuits, believe it or not, and I've kept it. No, it did. I haven't touched a biscuit. No, not a biscuit at all.
Well, I'd be all right with that one, so don't eat that many biscuits.
No. Mind you, the tea's quite watery without one.
Oh, I've got one.
Go for it.
No Prosecco.
Do you drink it, though?
Not normally.
Oh, well, there you are. That's a great one.
I have done this weekend, and...
Ah.
Oh, bad idea. So yeah, that's mine.
That's a good one. I was actually going to give up the Guinness, and I thought, no, I need something. No, I need a Guinness now and again. But I can honestly say, hand on heart, I've only had 1 pint of Guinness this year. That's it.
Wow.
I know.
That's another thing, actually. A lot of people have said that because the ones in cans, they're nowhere near as good. No. Sorry, Guinness, but
no, they're not.
They're
not.
They're
all
nothing like
right.
a pint, is it?
They're okay for a real substitute if there's nothing else around, which unfortunately there isn't at the moment. I mean, most of the tiers that I know of, anyway. And to be honest with you, if you live in a tier 3, you can't drive over to a tier 2 and go into a pub. You're not allowed, And to be honest with you, I can give or take a pub. It doesn't bother me. This is a live act. If there's a live musician on that I know and I've been invited, then of course I'm going to go to it. But again, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to be careful. And obviously, the message out there is really, just take it one day at a time and just take things sensibly, because going back to this, live gigging and things like that, it will come. I like it to come sooner rather than later, but if we're all a little bit silly, then it might not come as soon as we want it to come. That's the thing. I think not just live music, but life itself. We want life to go back as normal as possible. So we just need to play one day at a time and be sensible about doing so, really. I think that is the message I want to try and get over to other people as well, without jumping on a soapbox and being political, because it's not a political thing. People have made it political, and I think that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, New Year's resolution, give up the Prosecco. That's not that
absolutely
difficult. And live music itself, obviously, once you've got this live gig in hand, what are you going to open up with then? What's your track of choice?
In the City's normally one of them that I open up, so I might do that. Yeah, it's a good opener, isn't it?
Absolutely. It is a good opener. It gets
Sounds
people
good
going.
acoustic as well, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear it now. I can actually hear you doing it now, and that sounds good. And it's a quick track as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll try and get some footage of that and send it over to you.
That would be fantastic, yeah. I would love that, and obviously I can rip the audio off that, and if it's good enough, I'll put it onto MP3, and then we can blast it out every now and again as well on my playlist. But
sounds good.
Yeah, definitely do that. That's absolutely fantastic. And any messages for your music going forward? I mean, are you looking to sort of put an EP together or an album later on in next year or something?
Well, like I say, now I've got all these songs that I've done. I do want to get in the studio, or like you said, do it. Maybe try and do something online. Because I have looked into getting software and doing it on my laptop, but I'm just not that technical to. I don't really know what I'm doing. So that's why last time I just rented out a couple of hours in the studio and we just did it live. So we just mic'd the guitar up and we just did it how I would at a gig.
Yes.
And that's what, like the Mr. Twist one you just played, that was from that.
Absolutely.
So I could just go in and do that. I get it sounds all right, doesn't it?
I tell you what, when you said to me they're just sort of live demos, they're not just. They are really good live demos. And I love the way people put the word demo at the end of it, just to sort of give them a little copyright thing, just to say, well, it's not as great as it could be, because I know every musician will say to me now, hey, Cookie, it's really good, but... it's almost finished, but for me, probably an untrained ear or whatever the case may be, for me, it sounds absolutely fine. It sounds great, it sounds fresh, it's got that rawness to it. Don't muck it up by putting too much production to something that doesn't need it. I'm the world's worst when I'm doing like jingles, or I'm doing sort of voiceover stuff, or indeed I'm compiling radio shows and things like that. Sometimes I've always gone, right, okay, well, let's make this a little bit more stereo, shall we? Should we stretch the vocals out a little bit more? And should we do this? And sometimes I think, no, leave it alone. Less is sometimes more, and things like that. So if I can give you any tips at all, don't try and overproduce something. Make it sound good, make it sound clear, make it sound that it should belong on that piece of vinyl, or indeed on a CD, or indeed as an upload or a download. But if it sounds good in your headphones, it's going to sound good. Don't play too much with it. So maybe an EP, or maybe even an album on its way then. We don't know.
Well, I've got plenty of tunes to do that. Yeah, I've got plenty of tunes to do, probably about 4 albums, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first, here on Target Radio, an exclusive that I'm now pushing poor Carl into more work in producing possibly is an album, maybe for 2020.
Yeah, just do a box set straight off.
The best of.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't do that, because that sounds like your career's coming to an end when the best-of comes out, you know what I mean? I don't know how many best-ofs of the Jam I've got since they split up in 1982. God. I mean, I must have about 4 or 5 different best-ofs. It's all got the same songs on it. I think they changed the order of the songs to make it sort of like look different, but they're all the same songs. I mean, I love the Jam, don't get me wrong, but you can't have so many best-of the Jams, can you? Because they're all playing the same things, but don't do a best-of. Do one or two a year, or do an EP, do an album or something. But we're looking forward to that, man. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I will definitely try and do that.
Absolutely. And if anyone's out there listening right now, or indeed on the catch-up service on Mixcloud that they allow us to do, and of course we'll turn this into a podcast, and that'll be ready to download if you subscribe to iTunes, or you just want to have a listen to it. Again, if anyone's listening later or today, and you can help Carl out, or meet up with Carl, but meet up on Facebook or social media, and give some guidance. It'll always be readily available for a pair of ears at the other end, which is obviously yourselves, Carl, because there's always someone out there that's got an idea, and a good idea. So yeah, I'll look forward to an album, or at least an EP to start with, 4 or 5 songs on it. That sounds great. There you go, give you something to do for 2021.
Well, yeah. If there's no gigs, then got plenty of time, haven't I?
Well, absolutely. Now, of course, do you sell your music at the moment, or is it just sort of free for people, or what?
No, same. Well, yeah. Sorry, I have got a SoundCloud, which is soundcloud.com /Carlos Music. There's a link on my Facebook to that as well. But they're the ones from that session. Is what I've sent you.
Yeah.
So what you've been playing.
Yes.
But again, it's a similar thing. Like you can go on the platforms and you can actually sign a contract to have your music on there where people can buy it.
Fantastic.
But again, I've not done that because I'm under that impression that they're not proper recordings yet. So maybe I should.
I think you should. I think people are clever enough to hear that, the music there. You say, you put demo to it, and people will still buy it, because if they like the song, there's not anything you have done, there's not anyone else has said. They have a pair of ears and they can make their own minds up. And if they think, I actually like this track, I'm going to buy it, put it on me, put it on whatever device I'm going to, download it onto. My view would be, or my opinion would be that, if it's good enough for people to do that, and it's good enough to, sell, even if it is just, 49p or a donation or whatever the case may be, it all helps. It's pennies in the pot, and it can go towards obviously, your recording later on next year, and this, that, and the other, or even, that bottle of Prosecco that you're not going to have in 2021. It helps develop you as an artist moving forward. And I think, anyone that's in the music business, they need the pennies coming in.
Absolutely.
So
that's another thing, is like selling CDs. I've never done that either.
No, and I mean, obviously that could be quite easily done. Just get a good friend of yours.
You do get asked at gigs as well, but you always think, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know why.
Well, you just get a good friend to come along with you, give him a couple of beers, and he's happy sitting there at a little table selling some merch. Why not? Get some little pin badges, with your name on it. I don't know, red, white, and blue, black with white lettering, something like that. They're cheap to make, and they look good, and people will buy them. Honestly, people will buy them.
Yeah.
And
get into that.
Yeah, get into it. Get into the merch, because I'll tell you, sometimes the merch actually outsells the records, unfortunately, in this day and age. People want the badge. People want to get their CDs, and they will do that. They will do that. Ultimately, they want to see, to say, I was there, I've got the single, I've got the EP, I've got the album, and look at my lovely pin badge on me shirt there. Great stuff. So, a few ideas that I like to throw over to you. So, take what you want. Take what you need. It's all good. Board, yeah, take it all on board. And I think the only star, though, here, obviously, is you and your voice, and obviously your guitar, and possibly now even a keyboard. Come on!
Oh, yeah.
Hang on a minute. I think the social distancing audience have come back. Yes, look at that. Yeah. I mentioned keyboard, and they start cheering again. That's fantastic. Now, so we mentioned SoundCloud. Where else can we find you?
On Facebook is @CarlMorrisMusic. They're all same on Twitter, really, @CarlMorrisMusic.
Yep.
And on Instagram @CarlMorrisMusic. So dead easy to find.
Indeed. And is there anyone you want to say a particular hello to while you're on there? Go on, we'll let you do a couple of shout-outs. Sure. Yeah, go on, do some shout-outs.
I might say hello to the lovely Caroline Yorston if she's still listening.
There we are. Anyone else? Is that it?
That'll do.
Say hello to Mum and Dad, come on.
Oh, they are listening downstairs. Yeah, actually.
Hello,
Mum and Dad.
Hang on.
Dean and Dave.
That's what you get on that one. Oh, that's fantastic. Carl, always a pleasure, my friend, coming on. And it's lovely talking to you, because you are what I would call one of these humble guys that just picks up a guitar and provides entertainment. You're not... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Conceited with it. You are very humble, my friend, when it comes to things like that. And you have got a real talent there. And I feel sometimes that someone needs to sort of like, look, Carl, you are good at what you do. Do more. And unfortunately, you know, because of nobody's fault this year, you've not been able to do as much as you want to do. And I'm just hoping, you know, everyone doubles up next year and everyone's in for a treat, you know, with, like I said, pubs, clubs, festivals, etc., concerts, the lot. I tell you what, I'm going to be skint next year. I am. I won't be able to go on holiday with a wife. I'll be telling her, I'm sorry, love, no, I'm away this weekend. I'm going to see Carl Morris play at so-and-so in York, or, you know, up the road in Manchester, because I am actually closer to you now. Well, last time I spoke to you, I was in Surrey. I am now residing in Lincolnshire, so not so far away now.
Oh, is that where you are?
Yeah, just up in Lincolnshire now. It's pretty flat, pretty windy, and bloody cold.
Pretty much the same as here, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I when I'm out driving in the you know, Monday to Friday, me proper job. I sort of like I'll get sort of quite close to you guys there in Manchester, but not quite, you know, into Manchester as such. But we get pretty darn close, you know, 20, 25 miles away from Manchester itself. So yeah, it's colder up here. What's that all about? Hey, I think I might go back south. You know, I'm starting to get a northern accent. I'm starting to forget the word "the." My apologies to anyone up north that don't pronounce "the." You know, what is that about? I don't know, but my apologies if I've upset anyone. Oh, hang on, look, I've just lost another 2 listeners. Where they gone? Come back!
That's Dean Dave, that. Well enough now.
They've gone now. Yeah, I've insulted them. They don't say "the." Just going up pub.
Oh, they're not that bad. They're not Yorkshire, so you're alright.
No, that's true, yeah. And the pubs are shut, so come back.
Yeah.
Carl, pleasure, my friend. Always speaking to yourself. Have a great Christmas and a great New Year. Lay off that Prosecco, my friend, because it's no good.
Will.
It's no good for you, honestly. Get a Guinness inside you, because it's full of iron. And you ask any Irishman, okay, or man, about the alcohol content, they will swear to you, until you believe it, it's actually an energy drink, okay? It's not alcoholic at all. Yeah, it's not alcoholic at all. It's very good for you. It's full of iron. And apparently, many years ago, and this is true, that pregnant mothers used to have a bottle a day for the iron content in Guinness. True. Absolutely true. Google it. It's absolutely true.
That's any excuse to have one right now.
Absolutely. Have one right now. And let me know when the baby's born, okay? Oh, for now though, Carl, I'm going to play one of your tracks as you go, and thanks ever so much indeed for jumping on this evening, and as I said, have a great Christmas, my friend, a wonderful New Year, and hopefully this COVID will go, and let us know when the COVID-free alarm goes off, and we'll come down and see you play live wherever it is, okay? That is my pledge.
Mate.
That's my pledge to you. Okay, just before we let you go, I've got to give you one of these. And say thank you very much indeed to my guest this evening, Mr. Carl Morris. You've been a star, my friend. Thank you ever so much. Woo!
Thanks for having me, mate. All the best.
And to you, my friend, and to you. And we're going to play one of your tracks now on the way out. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a demo, but it's better than a demo. I'm going to be honest with you. Carl, speak to you soon, mate.
And you, pal.
Take care now. Thank you very much indeed. That's Carl Morris, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said, we are going to play one of his tracks now. Why not? It's only fair. Mr. Carl Morris, thank you very much indeed for jumping on this evening. And of course, I'm ecstatic as well. What a great tune! Fantastic. Love that. Oh, I haven't played that in an age. Oh, that's fantastic. Meanie Baby by Carl Hall there here on Target Radio. It's nice to have your company here on a, cold. It's very cold this evening here in the lovely area of Lincolnshire. And, yes, it's very windy, very cold, but very surreal. We're in the middle of nowhere. We love it here. Absolutely love it here. And obviously I'm able to broadcast pretty much anywhere in the United Kingdom or indeed the whole world. We chose here because why not? Anyway, right, moving forward then, if you have a band or you are a talented but unsigned artist, you don't have to be, you can be signed if you like, and you are not getting enough music played, you can send us an email. It's targetradioonline@gmail.com, and that would be great if you could send me some of your great music, and I'll play them here on this show each and every Sunday through 7 through till 9.
Oh, cookie, cookie, cookie.
Yes.
We really love that cookie. So after that one cookie, we make 2, then 3, then 4.
Okay.
Cookie, 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 me no longer just a rookie. Cause once we ate one cookie,
Goodbye, goodbye. It's time to...
Oh, really?
So long,
Okay,
farewell,
bye.
I'll be just saying goodnight.
Really? Have I got to go now? Oh, I suppose I have to. The guest list is on after me. Don't you miss it. And if you're not on the guest list, I'm sure you'll be allowed.
When do I get my badge?
Bang bum.
Well, you'll get your badge when you're good and ready.
The nice time back.
Okay, don't forget.
Of the treat.
We've got Bruno Galoon on with us next week.
Nice time round. Help the fat gentleman take off his tie. Help the fat lady eat.
And if you don't know who Bruno is, he's from The Reaction. Looking forward to that.
Look at the eyes of the nice.
Don't forget, same time next week, 7 o'clock, here on Target Radio. For now, take care out there, stay safe. And keep the faith. Here's Cookie signing off. Ta-da! Bye-bye. And we're back, yes. And what did you think of that for an interview? Wasn't it great? We found out so much. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining us for the Target Radio podcast. I am your pod father. That is me, Cookie. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes if you can, please. If you think we deserve it, 5 stars, please. It does help with the future of Target Radio. Check out all of our great shows here on Target Radio. And as I say, please, please, please support local artists and the Unsigned Band. Until next time, thank you very much indeed. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.